ties it up with 20 seconds left. And then you got Trevin Brazil at the line, which is kind of fitting here. 2 shots at the line with a few seconds left, and he misses both. And what happens? Davis gets the rebound, outlet to Sean Padulla. Sean Padulla, instead of going to the basket, he pulls up. He lets it rip and hits the game winner to beat Arkansas. Huge win for Ole Miss. The big question, obviously, is Arkansas a lock? I think they are. I think they're a lock. Their resume is still, it's not great, but they were 8-10 in the SEC. And I think 8-10 in this league is enough to get them in.
I would agree. I think they're on the right side of the bubble. Just as at the very moment, I think Texas is as well. And we'll see kind of how the other stuff shakes out in the other conferences, particularly the Mountain West. We'll see what goes down there. But yeah, the end of that game was fascinating to me because it was a foul fest. I mean, it was whoever was going to make free throws, really. And I saw some people talking on Twitter X about Nelly Davis maybe going a little early on his attack to the rim. But Desmond Claude did the same thing in the Purdue game earlier tonight. Like, if you have a crease and you can go like there's
rebound opportunity too, Mike. You want with their length their size up front.
I don't like doing the whole you can you want to end with the ball in your hands, but you also we've seen so many possessions be squandered just because you decided to wait too long and then you can't get off a quality shot. So I like that Nelly Davis took the opportunity to take that crease and go to the hoop. I mean, they probably could have called a travel on that play, but he ends up somehow.
No, he traveled. He walked and then he fell. I mean, could it be a more blatant missed call than that call? But it's set up for some more intrigue at the end. And Ole Miss, I'll tell you what, man, maybe they're a little bit better than I've given them credit for because I haven't had them as anything more than a team that could get in. And, maybe they can win a game or two. But if Malik Dia plays the way he did today, and he was great early when they got off to that lead, and then they've just got a bunch of good players. How
underrated is Sean Padulla? We talk about all the good point guards in America, and I feel like Sean Padulla is rarely mentioned, and he continues to, help carry this team. He's the hero late tonight, but he has done this time and time again this year. And man, I mean, he's a guy that in March having the ball in his hands, and even the missed free throw by Brazil. If he just makes that second one, I mean, forget about making both of them. If he just splits and gets that second one, they have a chance to set up their defense at least a little bit. I mean, you get it. That ball caroms off the rim. Now you don't have the right matchups. And I think it was Brazil that ended up back on him. And Padulla, you're so worried as a big, you're backing up into the paint. And Padulla is just able to kind of, hezzy and rise and knock that down. So, I mean, and I get you look like, well, Padulla hit a 3, one free throw wouldn't have mattered. It would have mattered if it was the second one and you could set your defense.
And it's also the pressure, right? There's a different type of pressure when it's a tie game, right? Yeah. It's a tie game and Padulla can pull up, but when you're down one, it's a different feel. And Padulla hadn't made a 3 all night. He was 0 for 5. The big joke, speaking of jokes, we've got Rob Doster coming in here, but the big joke in the crowd at the end.
Well done.
The big joke in the crowd was that Cal told Brazil to miss the 2 free throws. He did not. Trevin missed the 2 on his own, and I feel bad for him because he's played really, really well lately, guys. And, again, in stretches these last 2 days, when I watch this Arkansas team, they can't put a full game together. They cannot. But, man, for 10, 20-minute stretches, you look at them and you're like, man, this team could be dangerous in the NCAA tournament if they get there. And even Cal said that. I asked them that, and even Cal said, I think we can. We got a 7-man rotation. We obviously they can't afford injuries, and Adu fouled out at the end of that game, which certainly hurt him. But I think they're dangerous. I think Ole Miss can go to a Sweet 16, which would be a hell of an accomplishment. Just for Chris Beard to get this program back on the national map in year 2. Not surprising, but really impressive, Rob, what he's been able to do so quickly with 10 seniors, with a bunch of guys that, frankly, if you're drafting teams, legitimately between Arkansas and Ole Miss, you're probably taking the first 7 guys might be from Arkansas.
Well, okay. One, thank you for welcoming into the show with such a loaded question. I don't know if I would go that far, but Arkansas certainly has a talent advantage over what this Ole Miss team is. But is anybody shocked? Like, is there anybody on the planet that would be surprised by the fact that a Chris Beard team is going to be make more of the talents that are on the roster than a John Calipari team? Like, that's.
No.
You're not really breaking. Jeff, I mean, you're supposed to be our breaking news insider. That's not really breaking news. That's just kind of stating what everybody expects to be the truth.
I'm reminding people how great a coach Chris Beard is, because he really
he's a fantastic
hasn't,
coach.